Well, Ann Coulter, of course, the best-selling author. Get her book, In Trump We Trust. Also concerned about the border, the wall. Get her book, Adios America. And follow her on Twitter, AnnCoulter.com, of course. Ann Coulter, how you doing?
Fine, thanks. How are you, Mark Simone?
Very good. Hey, that Roseanne tweet, would you say that might be the most expensive tweet ever in history? Hundreds of millions of dollars wiped out. And
wow, you're right. That's a very good point. Well, first I want to say, I condemn the tweet in the harshest terms. Most of all, I condemn this forced demand that we all condemn something. Obviously, Disney just wanted to get rid of Roseanne. And please don't ever, ever, ever say, oh, the media, Hollywood, they're just selling what people want. That's all they care about, the bottom line. Through my entire life, that has never, ever, ever been true. Yeah. They ban people and they put people on to push an ideological agenda, and they don't care that this is, I mean, I was kind of surprised that this is like the first hit network show. I've never seen it. I never saw the original. I never saw this one. I have nothing to do with Roseanne. But this is such a BS excuse. Yes, she shouldn't have sent the tweet. Have you seen her other tweets? Oh my gosh. I mean, she's apparently a very funny and very popular comedian with these record-breaking
number one show on television.
Yeah, and like things we haven't seen for 20 years now that there are 300 cable stations. I mean, friends of mine who have been in TV for a long time, they're just sitting back with their jaws open. It used to be that, you know, and not that long ago, pre-internet, pre-800 TV channels, a few big shows, you know, Friends, Saturday Night Live, that sort of thing. A third of the country would be watching. A third of the country would be watching Seinfeld. Today, you know, they're celebrating if they can get 2 million people to watch. She had, 20 million viewers? Disney doesn't care. They wanted to get rid of her, and they wanted to blame it on Trump. This is another Charlottesville scam, where Trump said that, and I am 100% sure there were people who did, support the history of having Confederate monuments up, didn't want them torn down, had never heard of Richard Spencer, but suddenly that gets turned into saying Nazis are good people. They just lie. And I don't know, I'm creeped out by the insistence that we all say, what I said, you can't get me on that, Mark Simone. I condemn this tweet. You know, she used to be a left-wing conspiracy theorist. I mean, I think the only consistent thread, which I admit I admire, is her hatred for smug elites. But she used to be, you know, total commie conspiracy theorist. The Twitter feed is not inconsistent with what she's been doing or saying, you know, off camera for a long time. This is all about it being a show that was supposed to appeal to Trump voters.
Yeah, I assume most ABC executives in the New York Times and MSNBC, when they watched Roseanne, they just didn't get the show. They've never seen people like that, who talk like that, dress like that, out in the middle of the heartland. They've never seen people like that. It was like they were watching people from another planet.
Well, also remember there was, you know, like an announcement a week ago that next season it'll be less political. I totally agree with you. It is a cultural thing, of course. But as long as it was, because it was the same sort of culture, I gather, in the last version of this show. But the last version of the show, it was a liberal Democrat working class white family. This time there were some Trumpsters involved. It was 100% political. They absolutely do not care about the bottom line. I'll tell you a personal item I found out from when I was in Sharknado 3. They do these things. I think they're the Q ratings.
Yeah.
For who gets the most audience reaction. I don't know who number one was, but I know I was number two. Needless to say, the creators of Sharknado were, and they weren't the ones who told me. They told other people who told me. Were desperate to get me back back, nope. It was one of the top dogs at the Sci-Fi Network who said, no, you cannot have her. So they don't care about the bottom line. Just stop with the no. They just want to sell newspapers.
No. This Bob Iger said it was about values, and if you know Bob Iger, that's his main concern in life. Values. He looks at the board meeting and says, "What about our values?"
Well, it's pretty bad.
Hey, there's a movement to get rid of Bill Maher now because he compared the president to an ape. But I don't believe in these movements to get rid of people.
Well, I know, and obviously I love Bill Maher, but yeah, you can throw a lot of people into that. Joyanne Reid with her account being hacked, and Disney apparently just hired Keith Olbermann, which for different reasons I must say I can't oppose because he is just such a gigantic fruitcake. I love watching him, but look at his Twitter feed.
Worst.
I mean, I wish that people just for fun would go after liberals for a while because, as I have pointed out before, liberals never understand what's wrong with what they're doing until the law is applied to them.
Yeah, that Keith Olbermann has some of the most vulgar, vile, hate-filled tweets, and the same company, Disney, just hired him to come back to ESPN.
Yes. No, for hypocrisy, we got it. But as long as they let him talk about politics, I don't care if it's ESPN 400. I'm going to find him on my dial. Oh, my gosh. Giant basket of fruit.
So, hey, did you notice the big Trump, we're talking about Ann Coulter, obviously, the big Trump rally last night. At some point, he introduced Senator Bob Corker, who immediately got booed by the whole crowd. It's starting to sink in with these guys that the public now hates the swamp. They want these people gone.
Yes. And when, this is a wonderful thing about Donald Trump, just having these rallies because, there is, the term goes back a long way. One of my friends who's into history was just looking through some newspapers. He said he had a newspaper from, I forget what the year was. It was like 1883. And he said, guess what phrase was used? The silent majority.
What?
Yeah, there is. I mean, it may not have been exactly the silent majority, but the majority who are silent, something like that. So this is a concept that has been around for a long time, and man, is it true. It is always the same people who are polite and silent, and with people, we see what the culture, what they want to show us what people believe. I mean, think of all the people right now, to take the topic of the day, sitting back thinking, wow, it was just a tweet. There must be something the matter with me because everyone I see on TV is condemning this like she's Hitler, because we're all required to. You have to. And I did.
Yeah.
I condemn it in the harshest terms. And so when Trump holds these rallies and you see the reactions of the crowds and tens of thousands, and when he wins the election, it gives voice, finally, to the silent majority. Did you see, I retweeted, this is my favorite tweet, not mine, but the one I retweeted. I think of my entire life, I looked her up, I didn't know who she was. New York Times reporter was at Trump's speech last night, and look on my Twitter feed for the exact phrasing. She said something like, this is so depressing. An adorable little boy, he could be my son. So cute. He comes up to the press pen, starts taking pictures of us with his iPhone while shouting, "Fake news! Fake news!"
Well, Ann Coulter, I hate to say we're out of time, but everybody check, if you want to follow somebody great on Twitter, follow Ann Coulter on Twitter and go to anncoulter.com and get her book, In Trump We Trust, and get the book Adios America. And she's working on a new one as we speak. And
yes, I am, and it's exhausting.
And give us the title again.
Resistance is futile. How the truncating left lost its collective mind.
I love that title. And Ann Coulter, thanks for being with us.
Thanks. Good to talk to you, Mark. Bye-bye.
Take care.